So, you know how my kid and I have been playing Resident Evil? And
Right.
We're going
Oh,
through
yeah.
it, like,
Yeah.
I don't
Love
know
it.
what it is about that game. I can just play it. It's talk about replayability.
For sure.
Even though you know how to do it, it's so fun.
Yeah.
But I just played Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
I think it's better than the first one, right? Have you played them?
Oh, yeah. Left 4 Dead 1 is definitely better than the second
Yeah.
one.
You think it's better?
I think it's better.
Yeah. I don't know. I
You
feel
might
like
be right.
I feel like that 2 is just, $10 DLC that you could have just tagged on to it. You know what I'm saying?
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But you know what? I hadn't played 1 in a really long time. So this was like a refresher for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the first time I played the first one, it was like mind-blowing.
Yeah. It was insanely good.
It
And
was
then you got like 4
insanely
people to
I remember,
jump on.
I
And
remember playing Left 4 Dead the first time. I don't remember playing Left 4 Dead 2 the first time.
right.
Fair.
I remember
That is fair.
I remember there was a kid in my home ec class, and we were sitting down, and he was like, "What day is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's whatever." He's like, "Oh no shit." And I said, "Yeah." And I shit you not, he took his face and he slammed it down on the table, and I just kind of looked down like, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Am I bleeding?" He said, "No," and he. Boom, slammed it down on the table again, raised his head. "Teacher, I don't feel good." And then the teacher sent him to the nurse. And they're like, "Oh my God, what happened?" He's like, "I got punched by some kid in the hallway." And then he just went home. And then the next
Left
day,
4 Dead Day?
it was Left 4 Dead 2 day. And he was like, I said, "Dude, you went home for Left 4 Dead 2? And he's like, "Yeah, I just went back to playing the first one." I was like,
Damn.
I know.
He took
I
a
said,
punch to the face and hated the second one that much.
he took the face, he
Full on.
slammed it on the
That's what I'm
table
saying, like,
twice.
Full-on desk slam
Yeah.
twice, and Left 4 Dead 1's still better.
Yeah,
You know,
it was
I
a waste.
have that at home. I'm gonna
You getting all this?
once I'm done with my current run through of Resident Evil, I'm gonna start
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead 1 again.
Sweet.
That is a true story, though. He did, he bashed his face on the table twice just to go home to play Left 4 Dead. Like,
So you think Left 4 Dead 2 was just a money grab?
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good, but it was $10 DLC at that point in time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dope.
So,
Wow.
anyway.
Okay.
Anyway,
Left 4 Dead 1 it is.
sorry
I
to
give it
bother you, Colton.
S tier.
S tier. 2, not so much.
Yeah.
Rehash.
Yeah.
It's like a
Rehash.
Smoky Mountain, Weber Smoky Mountain,
Yeah.
as far as girls go,
Oh, yeah, totally.
So, anyway, sorry to bother you, Colton.
gonna quit.
Welcome to the Movies with Chill podcast. I am your host, Chill. Today we'll be reviewing Sorry to Bother You from 2018. Sorry to Bother You is and correct me if I'm wrong, a sci-fi black comedy film. No?
I just didn't see sci-fi in it, I guess.
You didn't see sci-fi in the last
sci-fi
third?
in the last reel?
No, I wouldn't say that's sci-fi.
Okay.
I just don't think that's sci-fi. When I think sci-fi, I just don't see sci-fi.
What would you call it then?
Fantasy fiction.
Yeah, maybe.
Fantasy black comedy?
More fantasy than sci-fi.
Okay.
It's
So-
satire more than anything.
Yeah.
I
Well, black,
mean, so what's the
black
defi-
comedy, satire. I mean, isn't it the same thing or no?
No, black comedy is going to be like dark.
What are you trying to say?
Well, not dark complected.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying dark overtones.
Got you.
As
Yeah.
in,
Yeah,
as
'cause
in
it's-
satire is just making fun of whatever
I
you're-
get
But there is black. I mean, there is definite satire in
Oh,
this
yeah.
film. I mean, to
Definite
the nth,
satire.
nth degree.
Definitely, but
Yeah.
it's a dark comedy.
Yeah.
I get where they're all right. So I get where they're saying sci-fi because the definition of it is fictional science-based depictions of phenomenon like advanced technology, space exploration, or extraterrestrial life. So this would be advanced technology.
Yeah.
Technically, I'd say it has elements of science fiction in it. I wouldn't call it science
So
fiction.
it's
I would not call it sci-fi.
No.
I mean, because they're saying books are The Martian, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, all your
Star
tropes.
Trek, Doctor Who, Stranger Things, The Expansion, Dune, Blade Runner. Those are
Yeah.
sci-fi.
Well, yeah, I'd agree
movies.
with that. Yeah. I didn't know how else to classify it, though,
No,
other
it does
than.
classify it as a sci-fi movie.
Does it really?
Yes,
Okay.
it does.
So, well, there you go then. But anyway, written and directed by Boots Riley, based on Boots Riley's own experience working in telemarketing and telefundraising in California.
Nice.
So, starring LaKeith Stanfield, Tessa Thompson, Jermaine Fowler, Omari Hardwick, Terry Crews, Patton Oswalt, David Cross, Danny Glover, Stephen Yeun, and Armie Hammer.
Please, Hammer, don't hurt him.
Yes. A struggling telemarketer finds his own voice in the ultra-capitalistic world in which he lives. Tonight, as always, I'm joined by David and Lee. How you boys doing tonight? What's up? Hey, Lee, working hard or are you hardly working?
All right, so I got it. All right, so everything, everywhere, all at once is also considered sci-fi.
I would agree with
Sci-fi
that.
action.
Yeah.
So I would could put this in the same genre of sci-fi as that.
I got you.
Like weird.
I feel like this is lower than that. Way lower.
No. I'm
because
saying genre,
Well,
not
that's what I'm saying.
quality
If
of
you're-
movie.
so.
I'd say
As far as genre goes, because they're using a device in Everything Everywhere to travel between multiverses.
This is a multiverse that it's in.
I know, but they're not traveling in between multiverses. This is just something that science fiction happens.
I wouldn't call it sci-fi. It's hard
I
for
agree.
me to call it sci-fi.
Right, but
Sorry
I
to
didn't
go
know what
back
else
to it, but yeah.
to
No,
do.
that
Right.
is what it is considered.
right.
Yeah. Because I think whoever was like, what do we categorize this as?
Right.
Also was like,
Sci-fi?
I'd say it's a black comedy with sci-fi elements.
There you go. Or fantasy sci-fi elements.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
There you go. Just a splash.
Yeah.
Just a splash of sci-fi. Just
It's a sploosh of
about
it.
18 inches
Just,
of sci-fi.
just enough to make you go, ugh.
It's about 18 inches of hanging sci-fi.
Right. Well, let's get into recommendations of the week. Have you guys watched anything new this week?
Besides my Survivor kick.
Yeah, me too. It just makes me scream all the time.
But that last episode was good.
No, the last episode was phenomenal, but also I enjoy that it makes me scream. I think that makes good television.
Yeah.
If I wasn't like, okay, that makes sense.
Everything went as planned.
Right.
Yeah.
Then, so like,
Why
I
watch
don't
it?
hate. I love that I feel the way that I feel every episode because I'm so frustrated.
Right.
But that's
What keeps you coming back?
That's the human element of the show, right? Oh my god, I already sound like Jeff Probst. Like that's why we do Survivor.
Got nothing for you. Head back to camp.
Head back to camp.
I'm taking your Flint. Head back to camp.
Been watching Daredevil Born Again. It's been all right.
I'm not
haven't
caught up
started
on
it.
that. I think I'm 2 episodes behind.
How do you like it compared to 3?
Slow.
Yeah, it is slow. Yeah.
Real slow burn.
Episode 6 definitely picks up on it.
Oh, that's good. What's
But-
so funny over there?
It's not. We're talking about Survivor and the scene between Joe and Eva. Right? Someone just all it says is that Bianca. Do you see her in the background?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so
gone.
funny.
It's like that much. Yeah. Why did we pick
Yeah,
Sorry
why
to
did
Bother
we
You?
pick it?
Because, like
We
I
walked
said
in the
earlier,
house and saw it, and I was like, "What is that?" And you said, "You
I
haven't
said, "Oh,
seen
you guys,
that?"
you haven't seen that? It's craziness." And yeah, you guys haven't seen Sisu either. But this was brought up because it does look like a comedy right off. I mean, based on the trailer, it looks like a straight up comedy. And then Lee was wanting something kind of off the rails, so to speak. And I was like, "I've got the perfect movie for you, boys." So
You even say the third act, but I want to say like
It's
halfway
it
through
is.
the movie.
Yeah.
It starts getting like
Well, halfway through the movies, you could see the cart starting to shake.
yeah,
yeah.
You can see
Yeah.
it like starting to come apart.
Like the TV show in it, it reminds me of RoboCop.
yeah.
I'd buy that
Good
for $1. That's what it reminded me of the
Yeah.
first time I saw it.
I
Yeah.
just got my ass kicked.
yeah.
So, but the thing is that there were several times I laughed like out
Oh, yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was an unenjoyable movie. I just walked away going, "What the hell just happened?"
Right. You're so shocked by the twist that you're like, oh.
It's a hell of a twist.
It is a hell of a twist.
That is
It's I wrote a movie and then I took LSD and this is the final part of the movie.
Right. So I'm going to leave our icebreaker to our spoilers. Okay.
all right then.
But let's talk about the movie before we get into spoilers. It has a runtime of 112 minutes, which is a minute longer than Heretic. Premiered January 20th of 2018 at Sundance and had a wide release date of July 6th of 2018. Had a budget of $3.2 million and it grossed $18.3 million. So
I can see that.
Successful. Top box office for July of 2018. Any guesses?
2018?
2018.
Was
It's
it?
an Avengers movie?
Got to be Infinity War?
Nope.
I have no idea.
No.
Go.
Number 1, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I knew it was a goddamn Marvel movie.
Oh, yeah. Number 2, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. 3, Incredibles 2. 4, Hotel Transylvania 3. 5, Mission Impossible Fallout. 6, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. 7, The Equalizer 2. 8, The First Purge. 9, Skyscraper. And 10, Sicario Day of the Soldado.
That sounds like a U-type movie.
I loved Sicario too.
I don't even know what you said, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds like
It
a
wasn't
Calvin
as good
movie."
as the first one.
It wasn't, but it was still
was that?
It was still good.
I don't know. What was it?
Oh,
Oh, that's what it was.
So here's a weird thing. Of the top 10, you have 9 of the movies are all sequels to another movie. And then the one that's not a sequel is Skyscraper, which was the generic Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie.
oh yeah. That's what it was.
that.
What was the second one?
The second one was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
And then what was the third?
Incredibles 2. Hotel Transylvania 3.
That's the one I was thinking of. I secretly liked all of those movies.
Yeah, they were fun.
I
It's no
thought
secret anymore.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. I really do. I find them very entertaining.
Yeah.
But those are movies that are like we're always on. Mm-hmm. So there are certain cartoons that like I love because I watched them so many times.
Yeah.
So like, did you ever see Home with the alien?
Yeah.
All the aliens.
Sheldon.
Like I have seen it so many times I could like
God,
quote
what's
it.
his name in it? Kid plays Sheldon.
Yeah, it's not the kid.
Well, yeah. you know what I'm
Right.
saying.
It's
He's younger than me.
Jim
He's a
Parsons.
kid.
Jim Parsons. Yeah.
Calvin's a kid.
Really good. Calvin is a kid. He was like, "Oh, I remember Home. I remember sitting and watching Home."
When I was
How old
in
are you?
12th grade.
Soon be 35.
So it came out. So you're about 25 when it came out.
I didn't watch a whole lot of movies in my 20s. TBD. So, yep.
Playing VL games. Mm-hmm. Playing
Playing the Vigi game.
playing Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, the first one.
The first one.
Number 14 was Sorry to Bother
Oh, we're
You.
still doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
Facts about the movie before we get into spoilers is that Donald Glover originally planned to play the lead role of Cassius Green, but was unavailable due to his scheduling conflicts with Solo: A Star Wars Story. He recommended his Atlanta star LaKeith Stanfield for the role instead. Boots Riley wanted to credit the claymation film within the film to Michael Gondry as a tribute to the director. Because the film was a parody, he legally didn't have to clear the use of Gondry's name, but decided to reach out to him anyway to make sure he was comfortable with the homage. Gondry wanted stipulations put on the use of his name after Riley agreed to receive a message from Gondry's agents, and it denied him permission to use but he used his name anyway. Riley then changed the name of the director to Michael Dongry as an insult to express his frustrations with him, and announced he would continue insulting him in future movies until Gondry responded. So,
Eddie.
right.
But also, I love Boots Riley is an amazing name.
Yeah.
I love that name. I don't know why.
So-
Boots Riley. That's a great name.
Boots Riley is the lead vocalist for a hip-hop group called The Coop, and they made an album called Sorry to Bother You in 2012, which he then used in the movie. So he effectively made the soundtrack for the movie 7 years prior the film was being
cool.
made. So, yeah, interesting. Non-spoilers, discussions about the movie, anything,
I think that it's a very well-made movie.
right?
I think that filming, I don't have any problem with acting in the movie.
Right.
Especially with some of it being very extreme. I enjoyed like the acting. I will say though, about halfway through, I said, "What the hell is this movie about?"
Right.
Because I didn't know if it was about.
There were so many messages that were like getting hammered out.
Well, I couldn't help but get on my phone after the movie and be like,
What did I miss?
"I feel dumb.
yeah.
Help me."
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if it was about
Capitalism.
black culture, slavery, capitalism, because all of it is in it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And so I was like, am I missing, is this one of those things that it's smarter than I am?
Yeah.
And I do think that sometimes, like, this movie
was smarter
it's
than me.
very smart.
Yeah.
Way smarter than me.
Very smart, but like
Dumb at the same time.
dumb at the same time. Yes.
It was very on the nose with a lot of the things that they were doing, but then there would be little things throughout the movie that you're like, it made you think, and you're like, it's so some of the elements are so on the nose, and then when they give you these little inklings, then you feel stupid because you're like, well, maybe there's more to it than, me just getting punched in the face or the shit kicked out of me.
That's
by
funny
the
that you
movie.
say that, right?
Right.
I mean, but to me, it reminds me of the first time I watched Idiocracy. I was like, this movie is so ridiculous, and now we live in it.
Yes.
I feel like this is just the next step before Idiocracy.
Right.
Like the TV show in it that
Yeah.
you can get beat up and then show or share information, or you can agree to get the crap beat out of you, and then you'll get 5 or 10 minutes of airtime to do whatever you want. And
Right.
people watch it it's like the top airing TV show. So there are all those little things in it. And this is in an alternate like universe.
Yeah.
Barely.
Yeah.
It
Right.
barely.
It's
Right.
It's Earth adjacent. That's for sure.
It's Earth adjacent. Yeah, oh, for sure. So, but I did feel like, am I missing like the overall theme or lesson
Yeah.
that this movie
Message.
is? Message. That it's...
What's it
that
trying to
it's-
say?
What's it trying to say? And because it's so effed up,
And there's so
it's
many
so
messages.
effed up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Like-
what am I missing now?
Right.
Like, okay, throw all that
So-
stuff out. I'm now at this point. What the?
If you throw out the weirdness of the third act, right?
Yeah.
That's where I feel like it failed. I feel like it should have just been a tad bit more in my face. Like, this is what the movie's about.
Right.
Instead of me literally saying, am I dumb?
I really
am
think
I
the
missing
twist
something?
hurt the movie.
Yeah, I could see
Pretty
that.
bad.
I agree. I agree.
It's
But
a great twist. Like holy shit, this just happened.
It's a
Yeah.
but it really
it's a wish
Detracted
it's a
from the
wish.com M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Yep.
Wish.com, not M. Night Shyamalan. Do you like M. Night Shyamalan?
It's not Timu.
I like the first
What is your argument here?
4
against that?
movies of
He's
M.
not a
Night Shyamalan.
fan.
Right, but his twists are like
Oh yeah,
he's known for his twists, right?
craziness.
And
yeah.
sometimes, especially in The Sixth Sense, you don't see it coming, right?
Right, yeah.
So this one you don't see coming.
Yeah.
But it's an Wish.com
So
or a
is it a
Timu.
modern? I guess the
No, it's not modern.
What I was modern day M. Night Shyamalan twist,
Wrong.
or
No.
is it a
It's a
peak?
It's you've done too many drugs twist.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's no rhyme
It's-
or reason to any
You
of it.
let Armie Hammer give you input on how to make part of this movie.
Yeah.
Is what happened.
I don't think that
guarantee
they.
it.
I don't think they did. I feel like they just called Armie Hammer and said, "Hey, can we shoot in your house for a little bit?" He said, "Sure," and then he didn't know the cameras were rolling. Did you ever watch a
happened.
documentary about Mr. Hammer?
No.
Oh,
No?
dude, you got to watch that.
Oh, you got to watch it. You have no idea
on
half.
Max.
You don't know
Text.
half the jokes that we're making right
no,
now.
you have no idea.
Text it to me right now so I don't
fine.
forget. Okay, continue.
Anyway,
So this movie is succeeding in our conversation, right?
Yeah.
Like it makes you question. I was like, what the hell? Like,
What's going on?
And I think that is the whole point of the movie.
Right.
To make
Exactly.
you question shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they're going for Oscars or anything like that.
No, but I think that's why it has such good scores.
Yeah.
Because people are like, huh.
Let me talk
like
about
this
this.
might be the most effed up movie I've ever seen, but at the same time, you really are.
You want to?
talking
Hey, have you seen this? And you need to see it so I can talk
So
to
my
you about
mom
it.
asked what we were covering, and I told her
Yeah.
this, and she goes, "Wait, is that? I think I saw that." And I said, "You'd remember." And she said, "Horses." And I said, "Yep." And she went, "That movie was trash." Right, but that's all she said to me on the way over here. That's what she said. And I was like, "That was a
Horses?
very Debbie thing to say." Yeah.
We got to get her back on.
I know.
We should have
Seriously,
brought her on for this
For
one.
sure.
She would have been you. She'd have been like,
this movie was trash.
which is crazy because my mom is. Like,
Yeah.
Have you seen her? Oh my God, her Facebook post.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I've seen
she
them.
is-
I've seen them.
Speaking
She
of which,
comments on a bunch of mine.
I just have to share this real quick. Mom, if you're listening, I love you. I'm sorry. But she posted posted the other night. Yesterday, I was in bed at because the storms woke me up at 2:00 in the morning. I answered to this. She wrote in all capital letters, which is the most boomer thing to do.
Yep.
I hereby declare that I do not give my permission for Facebook or Meta to use any of my personal data. So
late.
my
They
answer
already had
was
Yep.
the gif of Michael Scott saying, "I declare bankruptcy." And I was like, "Mom, that's not how any of that works."
No.
But
It's in the end user licensing agreement.
yeah, once you
Get
sign
all
up,
your
once you
stuff.
sign up, you're screwed.
I have
Yeah.
all of your stuff.
So okay, continue. I'm sorry.
And no, you're good. We were just getting into if you would recommend people watch this movie, and if so, who would you recommend watch it? I will say this. I would recommend everybody watch this movie over the age of 18 because A, you're not going to see any other movie like this one. You're not, it's not going to happen. Okay. And two, after you've seen this movie, you're going to want other people to see it so you can talk about how crazy this freaking movie is.
So there's just a select, like my buddy John I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I would maybe recommend him to watch it because I feel like he would either hate it or love it to the point where we could talk about it either way.
Right. Yeah.
So there's just a niche group of friends. Like I couldn't recommend this to anyone at work to watch.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But there are
They'll be like, what?
movie people that I would recommend it to. And not say this movie is phenomenal. Hey, you should watch a movie.
Right.
And it's just so you can talk about it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Recommended.
Which is what you did to us.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a movie podcast. So.
Well, but you recommended it
Right.
so you could be like,
Hey,
because even
let's talk about
3
it.
weeks ago, you were like, have you watched it yet?
Yeah.
I want to get you were
Yeah.
excited to
Well,
get
so-
my
Your
reaction.
reaction.
Because
right.
we had to take a break. We could only watch one movie, and then we picked Sisu. And I was really bummed because I was like, I watched both of them. I really was hoping we could talk about this one. Not that Sisu was a bad movie, obviously, but it was just I was more excited to talk about this one.
Because this is a more exciting movie to talk about than
Exactly.
Sisu.
Right.
Sisu was phenomenal and
Right.
I loved it.
Yeah.
But this is a more exciting movie
This is
to
a
talk about.
conversational movie.
Yes.
Yeah, but that is legitimately why it was made.
Yeah.
It's a conversation piece.
So
For sure.
I love the fact that Lee did the exact same thing that I did to you guys to somebody at our work. And he was like, hey, this is a comedy. You should watch it. And he just showed them the trailer.
I didn't even show him the trailer.
You didn't show them the trailer?
No, I just told him this guy goes to work at
Telemarketer.
He has to use his white voice, air quotes.
Right.
And it changes throughout the movie.
Yeah. And then he came over to me and he was like, hey, man, Lee told me to watch this movie called Sorry to Bother You. I guess you guys are doing it on a podcast. I said, oh, yeah. I said, have you watched it? And he said, dude, I watched the trailer. It looks hilarious. I cannot wait to watch it. And
The
he's like,
trailer doesn't give it justice.
The trailer isn't even the same movie. It's like, this is what the movie's about.
right.
It is not.
Nope.
It's the first 5 minutes of the
100%
movie.
Not that
Maybe
movie.
even the first 15.
I'll give you 15
15
minutes.
Right.
minutes. Yeah.
I'll give you 15 minutes. And then after that, it's like,
It has Terry Crews in it.
buckle in.
Yeah.
Hope you're ready.
It does give me Terry Gilliam vibes. This movie does.
Yeah.
I've said that, I think, a couple times when we were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a scene, not giving anything away, but they're in the telemarketer and shit's going haywire in the copy
Crazy.
room.
Yeah.
And the papers are flying everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no explanation. There's no reason. There's no anything. It's just a very Terry Gilliam Brazil thing happening in
Yes.
the background.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it. It just is aesthetically
happens.
pleasing
Just
to
happening.
watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It literally takes your. It's literally telling you none of this that's happening
It's
in
real.
front of you matters.
Nothing
You
at
don't
all.
have to pay attention to this. Just watch the shit in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the more we talk about it, the more I like this movie.
I know. Right.
I
Yeah.
walked into this being like, this movie's trash. I don't think I'd give it like a super bad grade. But the more we talk about it,
didn't think it
the
was
more
trash.
No, that's what I
just-
just said. I didn't think it was trash.
Right.
I just didn't think it was in the A, maybe even B range.
Yeah.
Right. But
I still
the
don't know
more
if it's
we
in the A
talk
or
about
the
it,
B
I will tell
it's
you
doing its purpose.
the second. So I watched this like one time, and I was like, that was the wildest shit I've ever seen in the third act. I was like, that's crazy.
Be prepared.
And I had never watched it since because I was like, why would I rewatch that? Now, rewatching it, knowing exactly what's going on and paying attention to everything building up to it, I liked the movie a lot more than my first time viewing
There's
it.
little tiny nuances in there, which I like.
Yeah.
There's hidden things in there.
Yeah. And then there are things that you're just like, what? What? Okay. Anyway, like the Tessa Thompson
It's
like
super
art
weird.
gallery
The
thing.
more
Right?
Yeah.
That was like, what? Why is
I had to
this
fast
relevant?
forward. I had to fast forward through that.
It was uncomfortable.
No, because Jack walked in the room.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I think that I'll be safe. Just fast forward in like 30 seconds.
Nothing happened.
No, I know, but she was also standing there with just the hands on her.
Yeah.
And the hands on her
Gloves.
crotch.
gloves.
Yeah.
And he had his Oculus on, but I know he has the see-through thing.
Pass
Yeah.
through.
Oh, little shit. I know because he'll go to the TV and I'm like, you're such an ass. He's 9, just so I put that out there.
I just love that. He's got the headset on, and you start talking, he just turns his head like.
Because we've been watching The Pit, right?
Yeah.
But we're very much like, boys, you can't be in the room.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it's so
graphic.
real.
Yeah, it's graphic.
It's very real.
Yeah.
And more than anything, I hate that I say this, but I don't want to trigger Ben and Jack because they both with my wreck.
Yeah.
Because it's so real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we tell them, like, you either have to go upstairs or outside. Like, you can't even be in the vicinity because we're afraid. It's so good. This show.
Really? Yeah.
Freaking
My mom and
phenomenal.
dad love it. They
It's
really
so
do.
good.
Yeah. I watched the first one and I was
But
it was all right.
But it's
Yeah.
the first hour of his shift. Every
Right.
episode is an hour of the shift.
Yeah.
And what I like about it is that there is craziness towards the end because it's
Mm-hmm.
a show. But the first like 7 episodes, it's just like a normal ER. It's
Yeah.
just craziness in that aspect.
I got you.
Yeah, it's
So.
good. Sorry.
Anyway.
Continue.
Lee, would you recommend people watch this, and who would you recommend watch it?
I would recommend
Colton to watch it
anybody over.
Colton.
to while playing.
I'm going to
Left 4 Dead.
say
Yeah.
22, 23, 25-ish.
Okay.
And you're going to have to go into it with an open mind. And
You don't think the artsy high school kid would like this?
I don't know that they would appreciate it.
Fair.
I think that they would.
It's the experience that we've all shared that makes this movie relatable.
Yeah.
So without that experience, it's not going to be relatable.
I also feel though, like if I were to watch this in high school, I would still show it to people just because of how crazy that bit is. But then, upon rewatching it, I'd be like, "Oh wow, there's
There's actual
message."
substance to this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So
took a little bit.
I was thinking the entire time that this was a black comedy, as in like cultural black comedy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is a black cultural comedy. Like
No,
No.
it's
I,
class.
in fact, I think that black culture might not like this movie at all. Like, I don't see it being like a cultural icon.
No.
You know what I mean?
I don't think so either.
Yeah, and I'm trying
But
to say
it-
that as
but it's
sensitively as possible.
But I feel like
know?
it's parody that too, which is
do. They
you
do
know what I'm saying.
parody,
And like
yeah.
they even say there's even a line reference to that, like, "Oh, hey, I want you to be Martin Luther King Jr. too," and they're
Right.
like, "Oh God," and you're like, you know,
Yeah.
I think that this is it's a very artsy movie.
yeah.
It is. Yeah. I mean,
So.
yeah.
Just jump right into spoilers.
You know,
Do it, baby.
I don't even want to get it. I don't even want to do spoilers for this movie.
Really?
Like, I want to give just a basic overall feel.
I do feel like reviewing this movie might ruin it.
Yeah.
To where the shock
shock
value,
value. I
like
say-
maybe change
okay.
the format up just a little
Okay,
bit.
So I'm just gonna say this movie starts off.
Well, we got to do trivia and all
yeah,
that
oh
stuff.
no, we will.
I'll
Okay.
say this
But I'm
movie
saying we
starts
don't
off,
break it down
It
like
has a very distinct feel to it.
Yeah.
It gets going. That changes quite a bit.
Drastically.
And then you get to the third act, and literally everything falls apart. I'm not saying the story doesn't fall apart.
Right.
I'm saying what you're watching
Yeah.
falls apart.
your brain falls
Your
apart.
brain
Yeah.
cannot.
It melts.
Your
Yeah.
brain cannot comprehend where this just went.
Yes.
And
yeah.
you're like, "What? Wait a minute! Slow down! What the f- is going on?"
Right.
And that sums this movie up to a T in my opinion.
We can talk about
I
like
could talk about certain.
we'll talk
parts.
about like what it's overall about, which is capitalism,
Capitalism.
right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that kind of stuff, but I don't want to. I think that we should keep the craziness to a minimum, and I think it will entice more people to watch it.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they should watch it
Yeah.
to experience what we experience.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not like the item experience.
No.
No.
Worse off.
No.
Well, one, I'm not going to
No.
give this movie a terrible grade.
Right.
I'm just saying that it's a mind F. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I don't really know.
So do I? Okay.
So do your thing.
Okay.
We don't have to do the spoiler countdown. Just do.
You can do trivia.
Spoilers.
Trivia
to,
will work.
Yeah,
Okay.
To trivia.
Well, I have.
That's okay. Do your thing.
Okay.
We're just not going to give like the big
Reveal.
reveal away. It's screwing
Okay.
his text up because
Yeah.
he has something in there that is
Yep.
revealing.
So question one.
So just skip that one.
What is
18 inches.
STTS?
Stick to the script.
Stick to the script. What is the name of Steve Lift's book?
Oh, I don't have any idea.
Damn it. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. And
I'm on top.
at this point in time, my brain was mush.
Yeah.
So
How much did Cash make from his first day as a power caller?
a lot. And
300,000 or some shit like that.
I don't know. It's a lot.
10 million.
10 million.
Really?
Yeah.
But I mean, he
Well-
only offered him $100 million for the offer.
Yeah, but he gets 10% commission.
Yeah.
So.
Which door was the bathroom?
It was I want to say it's olive.
The indigo.
Yeah.
No. It was.
It was greens. It was
green.
olive, and because he's like, that door is olive or whatever.
Yeah.
Olive is one of the colors, and it's, hold on, wait. It's not emerald. Is it emerald?
I think it's emerald.
Is it emerald?
It's close.
Hold on, wait.
You're going to feel silly.
I know.
Get over there! Hey, what are you doing here?
I don't know. God damn it. I don't know.
Jade. Jade door, not the olive door.
Clearly.
Right.
I hate that I like the character, though, with the bad guy. What's his name?
Armie Hammer.
I like
You need to
him.
watch.
I
You need
know.
to
Watch it.
You got to
Okay,
watch
well.
that now.
Because I literally was like, this isn't a movie. It's a documentary.
Yeah. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Okay.
I don't need a rich oligarch family coming after me.
Tell me to get in line.
Yeah.
We got Musk.
Okay.
Boys first.
Depending on what you guys want to do, question 5 can be cut or not. So
Okay.
Colton,
You may have to cut this one.
cut this one.
He's done listening. At
Yeah,
this
I know.
point in time.
Oh, yeah. After the beginning, he's
He's
done.
just playing Left 4 Dead 1.
All right. The superior game.
Exactly.
Question number 5. What are the workforce called?
Human equine something.
The Equisapiens.
Equisapiens.
But I don't.
Damn it.
I Colton, leave it because that doesn't matter because no
No.
one will know
No one
anything.
know,
It doesn't
yeah.
give anything away.
Bonus question.
18 inches.
Not quite. I don't know why he's so fixated on
Well,
that.
I mean, who isn't? Jealous.
I mean,
Horsecock.
Right.
get a horse.
Might have to cut that one.
Yeah, cut that one, Golden, and grow up.
Right. Bonus question. What was the one pair of earrings Detroit wears? Just name one pair.
There were a lot. Her earrings were awesome, though.
Oh, they were crazy cool.
Can't remember.
Honestly, here's the deal. She's my least favorite character in the movie at the exact same time.
Yeah.
And I'll say that because she's so flaky,
Yeah.
but like she's cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everything about her was pretty cool.
She's effortlessly
Sweet.
But
cool.
like she is not girlfriend material.
No.
She's terrible.
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to put up with that lifestyle.
No way.
So at one point, Detroit wears a pair of earrings with the phrases "bury the rag"
Guns, or something like that. Yeah.
and "deep in your face." These are lyrics from "The Lonesome Death of Haiti Carroll" by Bob Dylan, which is a protest song about a poor African American woman murdered by a wealthy white man. Bury the rag deep in your face. Now's the time for your tears.
I felt like I knew that. I might have read it because I looked stuff up. After
Oh,
I
I'm
watched
sure.
This movie.
I'm sure.
I really was like, "What the hell did I just watch?"
What is
Yeah.
going on? So, do you guys just want to do up until the
No,
third act?
No, not even that.
Not even that?
Let's just talk about like what the overall movie's about, right?
So, I guess this is just kind of free reign. It's what are you guys thinking?
I don't think so. So Cassius Green,
Right.
it goes by Cash Green,
Yeah.
is our character, and I didn't realize it took place in Detroit, but it
Yeah.
takes place in Detroit, and he lives under his uncle.
He lives in
Lives in the garage.
garage of his parents.
Sergio.
His uncle's house.
Sergio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terry Crews. Everyone is struggling. That's
Yeah.
basically what the movie's about,
Yeah.
right? Everyone's struggling. He's trying to find a job to pay rent to Terry Crews, who can pay the mortgage, who's his landlord,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's his uncle.
Yeah.
And he lives in a garage that is like a bedroom. And he, at some point in time, he's like making love with his girlfriend, and the garage door opens, and he
up.
he jumps up and
That's
runs
great.
around, right? So he finally finds a job at a telemarketing place.
I do love a scene too where he's like, "Oh shit, we got to get gas along the way." So he goes up to the
$42, baby.
Yeah, he said,
Let me get 40
Let me
off.
get 40 on 3.
Yeah, and it's a quarter, nickel, and a dime.
Yeah.
Puts 40.
And she just looks at him. And the whole time, this car that his uncle gave him is
Yeah.
smoking.
Yeah.
It's a bucket.
It's It's exactly what you
It
think a
doesn't
crash
have
car.
one. It doesn't have one matching panel.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah,
On
it's
it.
it's
They're
like
all
it's a
different
Frankenstein
colors.
car. Yeah. So he drives it and he gets a job at a telemarketing place. His girlfriend, who we meet, is kind of an artist, right?
Yeah.
She has the
Tessa
different
Thompson.
earrings. Yeah.
Yeah.
She does a great job, and she does signs and like
Yeah.
art, and she owns like a accessory shop or something.
She does a art gallery. So she's
No,
a
but
sign
she-
flipper.
But I thought she owned like a store as well, because she says, "I'm going to go visit you at the store." Or
That's after he started making money. And then she started up an art show.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he finally finds a job at a telemarketing, and it is what you think of telemarketing: little
100%.
the little tiny cubicles in the basement of a building that has like a golden elevator,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Danny Glover
Yeah.
is sitting next to him. He's failing, and they're like, "Stick to the script, right?
Dude,
Stick to the script."
every
Which
single
anyone who's
time-
ever worked telemarketing,
You know.
you stick to the script. You don't go off the script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love too that every time that he has a telephone call with somebody, it's literally his desk and it
Yeah,
falls
puts
down.
Puts them in.
It does, but he acknowledges, so this might be a sci-fi, he acknowledges the very first time he goes, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Because his desk falls into someone's living room.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Whoa," and he's looking around like, "Oh my God, I'm like actually in their living room,"
Right.
you know? But it's all in his head.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, right. This is a terrible place. And Danny Glover says, "You're not doing it right.
Yeah.
You got to
use your
you
white
got to
voice.
use your
You
white
can't use
voice."
white
And he
voice.
goes, "Well, most people think that I speak,
already have a white
speak
voice."
white."
Yeah.
Right. And he goes, "No. Your other white voice."
Yeah, other white voice.
Right. And he's like this. And
Yeah.
I don't know who Danny Glover's voice is.
It's Patton Oswalt.
And he talks, and you're like, it's
Hello
voice-
there, Mr. Green.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to tell you about that.
Yeah, and it's dubbed over.
Yeah.
And so he starts
And
practicing.
it matches up with
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
With Danny Glover.
So then Cassius does his, and it's David Cross.
Right.
And at this point in time, he starts just rocking the sales.
Rolling in the
Yeah.
money.
killing it.
Well, at this point in time, we're introduced to
Stephen Yin's character.
Glenn.
from The Walking Dead, and he's trying to like
Unionize.
We need a union.
And apparently that's what his character does, is that goes from town to town striking up unions amongst different
Yeah,
businesses.
He's known for it.
Yeah. Cassius also has his best friend who helped him get this job at this telemarketing place.
Let's talk about the interview process for just a second.
Go
which
for
I
it.
thought was hilarious.
I loved it too.
He goes in.
His trophy.
He goes in for the interview, and he's got this resume, and he tells the dude that he was a bank teller at this branch for this date, and he was employee of the month. And he
has the
actually
plaque.
brings the plaque in with him and a trophy from something else that he won. And the guy says, "That's funny because I was the bank manager there from those dates."
And he's like, "I'll just be leaving now." And he
He
goes,
goes,
"Whoa.
I just need a job.
I love the tenacity. Like, I love this. What do you mean? You're
We'll hire
selling
anybody."
to me,
Right.
And like you're killing it. Obviously, we love that,
Right.
Yeah. But it
on
was
in.
awesome. He really did get up, and he was like, "Well, I'll just be leaving now."
I just really need this job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he starts killing it, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, his friend and his new friend.
Oh, it's not Glenn, but it's
What
what
is
his
it?
name was.
Yeah, what
I'll-
is,
I'd have to look it
yeah,
up.
I can't remember. They're like, "We need a union," but so he agrees to it, and he was like, "Yeah, we need a union." And at that point in time, they go like on strike. They're like, "We're gonna all of us drop our phones at the
Squeeze.
Squeeze."
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny because I know a Squeeze in real life.
Yeah.
We're gonna drop.
course you do.
I do know Squeeze. He's a hell of a guy. He really is.
Yeah, well, I know a squirrel.
But he's a no. But Squeeze is a squirrel, which is funny. Like, he's exactly what you would think he would be.
Yeah.
But a hell of a guy. They're like, we're going to drop the phone at the exact same time. Like, we're going to go.
Phones down.
Yeah, phones down. Phones down.
Phones
but at the
down.
same time, so when this happens, they pull him in and he's like, I don't really want to be fired. And they're like, no. You're going up, baby.
Yeah.
Promoted super
You're
seller.
Super
seller.
seller. You're going to take the golden elevator, which was my favorite scene in this entire movie.
Yeah.
It was very Tim and Eric to me. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever watched Tim and Eric Awesome Show. I'm a huge fan of like dumb, stupid shit, like comedy wise.
Yeah.
And
Oh my God.
so he gets promoted and she takes him up on the elevator and she types the code in for like a solid 45 seconds.
Right.
Like when you think it's done, it's not done. And she types faster.
Yeah.
And then slower and then faster. And you're like, that's really funny. And
Right.
then it becomes even funnier because it just keeps going.
Yeah. They do take their gags a little long in this.
Yeah.
I love that. That's like the Family Guy when he steps on the rake.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going. He steps on another rake, and it's like a solid 5 minutes of the movie or show, just the same gag over and over and over again. Gets funnier and funnier with
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
But-
go.
Candy.
Yeah, every single time that people walk in, it's super drab, it's colorless, it's the dark, drab, dreary
what
collar
telemarketing is.
bullshit.
Right.
And then every single time you look over, and there's literally, you'd think that this elevator is made of solid freaking gold, and then
Well,
people
when-
wearing these fancy ass
But when he gets in
costumes and
it,
stuff.
the set is ridiculous.
Oh, it's
It
completely
not
over the
It's
top.
not an elevator. It's
No.
a room
Right.
with like statues and stuff in it that goes up.
elevator.
It's so stupid.
Right.
Yeah.
And the whole time, the lady supervisor is like trying to flirt with him, like, "Oh yeah, you just super collar now."
She's
You're
kinda hot, I'm not
super
gonna lie.
collar." Yeah. So they get to the top, and then he gets introduced to Mr.
The eye patch, Mr.
Yeah.
Blank.
What's his name?
It was
Mr.
Mr. Blank. Yeah, they never said his name.
Yeah. It's just, well, no, they said it's Mr.
No, just
No, it's just Mr.
His name is Mr. Line.
Yeah.
Yeah. By Omar Hardwick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Omari.
As soon as he walks in, then he's like, "You got to use your white voice
All the time.
every time you talk. Doesn't matter." And this is where they get the super callers.
Oh, sorry. I just realized who his girlfriend was.
Tessa Thompson.
Yeah,
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, but also Men in Black, like
Yeah.
Creed.
Yeah.
My
whole
brain,
thing.
My brain just exploded.
Yeah.
Because she's so different looking. In
Oh,
this
yeah.
Yeah,
movie.
it took
You don't
me a
even
good
notice.
30 minutes to figure out who she was.
God, and she's in Lady and the Tramp and everything. Like that. Holy crap. Okay.
Famous.
Annihilation. That's a great movie too.
I love Annihilation.
I know it's such a great movie.
I want to review that at some point in time. I don't think Lee's ever seen it.
It's so good.
Annihilation.
I have not. I've wanted to
So
see
good.
it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know how far you guys are wanting to go. So basically,
but yeah, you just go.
what the super sellers are selling is,
People,
well, it's this
Worry free.
worry-free. Yeah.
which is
Basically slavery.
it's Elon Musk meets Scientology.
Yeah.
Is what it is. It's a Elon Musk character that is promoting a lifestyle where you don't have to worry about where your food comes from, your bills get paid, anything. All you have to do
Is work.
is work and come home and live. That's it, right?
Yes. Living facility looks oddly like a friggin' prison.
Yeah. Bunk beds,
Bars.
like nothing. But everyone is promoting it, saying it's so great. You don't have to worry about anything. You
Basically
just live
getting
for
people
free.
to sign up to go to prison.
yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
In a
And
labor
then
camp.
In labor camp. That's like the key to all this,
And
right?
not only that, not only just labor, you could be sent to war.
Right,
Yeah.
war, or to China to build cell phones, to
Anything.
manufacture. So
Weapons.
they are like
Bombs. Anything.
they are convincing everyone that it's easier to not worry about anything in life as long as you just do what we say and build or do what we tell you to do, and then you don't have to worry about anything else in life.
Yep.
And in this universe, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
There are billboards everywhere.
Yeah.
But there are also just a
Worry-free.
whole bunch of people that are like,
No.
this is a terrible freaking idea.
Right.
What are you guys doing? Like, this is so dumb.
This is
But
slavery.
but the other half is saying, oh, come on. Like,
Can't be that bad.
It can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's basically profiting off of selling people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused with this movie. What is it about slavery? Is it about culture? Is it about, and then it ends up,
money.
It's about money, baby. It's about capitalism. That's what it's about. But at the same time, his friends have started the union and he is crossing the picket line, but he's making so much money. He's living in like a penthouse, apartment. And his girlfriend's happy because he has money. He's driving this kick-ass car.
Yeah.
But he's having to cross, he's having to cross the picket line
every day.
And then that's when he gets hit in the head
with the Coke can.
With the
Just
Coke
turned
can.
into a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does turn into a meme. But the thing is, I love he puts a bandage on his head because he's bleeding all over the place, and he never takes it off. He never takes it off throughout the rest of the movie.
Yeah. There's just this
He
big
sleeps
bloody
with
spot.
it on. Yeah,
Well, it's only like 2 days.
but still, he never changes it.
Yeah.
It's always So
Gross.
this is when he gets invited, like the big boss, the Elon Musk wants to meet you.
Yeah.
Because he sold what?
Armie Hammer.
$1 billion to China using this forced labor, right? So he was selling this forced labor. So he was like, he wants to meet his top seller.
Yeah.
And this is when it turns into like a P. Diddy party and goes off the rails. I'm telling you, it is not like shock, like as in like make you ugh. It's more shock like what the F.
Like literally. I'm just going to say this. He goes into a room.
I'm impressed with the line of Coke he does. I'm not going to lie.
If that was
Oh my
Coke,
God.
which-
Well, no, what Armie Hammer he does.
The line. Yeah.
It's like 3 feet long.
Right.
Yeah.
You know some hip hop songs. Give us a rap.
Oh my God, the
Yeah,
rap.
give us a rap.
I can't rap.
I can't
rap.
rap. He goes, oh,
come on.
You
You
can
can
rap. And he was like, I can't rap. And he was
And
like,
he gives him a microphone, and there's this literally, and
Everyone.
it's all white people, and then Mr. And they're like, yeah, rap, and then he says
Stuff. So it's lots of stuff.
blank,
Yeah.
blank, 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 blank,
Yeah.
blank, 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 over and over, and it's the same word. Word.
So I think at this point in
Over
time,
and over.
the movie turns into straight capitalism, becomes very sci-fi,
Yes.
and goes off the rails, but does have a message.
Yes.
I'm just going to say
I don't want to ruin it. I think that you have to
our main
experience it.
character walks into a room, opens up a door, and you're never going to guess what comes out of the door.
Yeah, I promise
I
you.
defy you to guess what's
I
coming out of
agree.
that fucking door.
I agree because
'Cause I didn't see it
even when
coming.
they're like, I hurt. I'm like, what is happening? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then when it comes out, I literally was like, what the F? Like, what the F is going on? I don't even know how to explain my shock and amazement.
And awe. Shock and awe. For real.
I don't want. I know we spoil most of the time, but this is one of those that like
You gotta
you've
watch
got to
it.
experience
to,
it.
To appreciate it, you got to go in cold.
I feel
And
like
then
we've
you
given
need to make
enough
someone
hints
else watch
also.
it. You need to make it someone
This
else
is like
watch
the
it.
Ring
So-
of movies.
Yeah. So you can have what we're having right now, where I'm liking the movie more that I'm talking about it than before I didn't talk about it because
And
I
I feel like
experienced
you-
it by myself and was like, I don't know how I feel about
I
this.
watched this with Annie, and Annie was in the same boat with your mom. This is trash.
Yeah. But I think it does have an overall message,
Yep.
right? It has an overall like theme.
Yep.
It's not completely crazy. It's fun at times.
Yeah.
But also
Absurd
Absurd, yeah.
comedy, you know? And yeah, just like we were saying earlier, where there's parts where like, okay, I get it. You're hammering it over my head. And then there's subtle things where you're like, oh, maybe
missed that
they're
part.
too much credit to this movie.
Yeah,
But-
but I really was like that the entire time. I thought like this is a very smart black, as in cultural
Right.
comedy.
Yeah.
And that isn't what they're going for here. I think it's a sprinkle of it,
Yeah.
but I think most of it is about capitalism
I think
and
it's
where.
social commentary.
Yeah, it's social commentary. It's where we are right now.
Socioeconomic differences between the
And I did read up on
billionaires
this.
and the strugglers.
I did read up on this, and this is a very anti-Trump movie. It is.
Yeah.
And even Boots said that this is, without putting names out there, this is a very anti-Trump movie. So it is a political capitalistic anti-type movie.
Yeah.
And that's not what you think it's going to be when you watch it. Even at the beginning, that's not what you think it's going to be.
No.
And it really goes off the rails.
I feel like
say the
we
least.
have given enough hints as to how.
No,
Like,
I disagree.
I disagree.
I just don't think that anyone can ever imagine without Googling it
Right.
and saying what comes out of the stall in this movie without witnessing. Like, you will never imagine what comes out of the stall.
You're never going to see it coming because there's no lead up to it whatsoever.
No.
None.
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 None. None. There was no, this is a non-predictable movie.
Yes.
So I got a question. What did you guys think about the 5-minute claymation?
I thought it was great.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. My favorite part,
Two favorite
is,
parts.
is when when he gives him the paper that shows what he's offering, and it's written in like crayon.
Yeah.
And he says $300 million, and it's like written on a piece of paper with crayon.
Right.
I loved it. I laughed out loud. I'm like, that's brilliant.
What I tell you guys? Oh my God, I forgot. There's so much nudity in this movie.
Yeah, there's
too.
definitely nudity in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, don't watch it around kids.
Nope. And there's a lot of
Good luck explaining it.
bad words too. So some of the nudity is not nudity that you're
Expecting.
nor wanting to see either. But
It'll keep you coming back.
yeah. Well, it's not like Human Centipede bad though. You know what I mean? But it is like,
No.
oh wow,
Shock.
okay, right,
And awe.
yeah.
Like,
And
whoa.
jealousy.
Right?
So I guess that's where we're leaving the movie
I
off.
think we should. I think it's a good idea.
If you want to finish the movie, I think we all suggest that you got this far, you should definitely.
Calvin, how do we rank movies?
All right, we have an S through F scale. S being perfect, no
Yeah.
flaws. We have 4 of those: Jaws, Exorcist, Way Back, and Elf.
I just introduced the way back to someone.
Yeah.
My friend Sarah. Again, I was like, God damn it, what a great movie.
What a
Yeah,
great movie.
We walked away and she was like, I was not expecting that. I was like, I
Told
know.
you.
Yeah.
Told
good.
you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep, hidden gem.
Hidden gem.
Hidden gem. And then we have A, which is maybe a couple of minor flaws, but still an excellent movie. B, your above average movie, a couple of flaws here and there. C, your average movie, may or may not rewatch, who knows. D is terrible movie. And then F, you regret watching it, no redeeming qualities.
Yeah. So,
Having said that,
yep,
I give this movie, sorry to bother you,
yeah.
a B minus.
Wow. Okay. Higher than expected.
A B minus because if you watch it and you can get past the shock and awe, it really does have an interesting story and message, and it's very unique. It's original. It's funny. It's well written.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah. So I went into today giving it a C+,
Yeah.
and I'm giving it a B.
Straight B. Wow.
After
okay.
our discussion.
Yeah.
Because I genuinely had a good time discussing it, and it brought out like things I forgot because of the shock and awe at the end.
Yeah.
You forget about some of the funnier moments at the
Right.
beginning of the movie, and the rewatchability. That's a big thing with me.
Yeah.
When it comes to rating movies, this is a movie I think you probably should watch
Twice.
not in a row.
Yeah.
Maybe
Give it like
a couple weeks later.
Yeah, I
Watch it
agree.
again. Have someone else watch it and then discuss it and then watch it together again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there are subtle things in it that once you know what the entire movie's about, I think will make sense from the get-go. Right? So I'm going to give it just a B.
B.
Yeah.
Cool. I was going to say, too, that if I were to have rated it, like as soon as I watched it 7 years ago, whenever it came out,
C, right?
yeah, it'd be like a C or something.
Yeah.
But after rewatching it, knowing everything that's going to happen, I would probably give it like a B+. I really would. Like A minus, B+. I'd probably stick with the B+,
And
though.
it did well with crowds and critics.
Yeah.
Because it's a thinker.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be.
No.
After you watch it, you're going to be like, it's not a thinker, but it is a thinker.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is weird.
What a weird. And again, I give it to Bootsy.
Yeah.
Like,
great directing.
Yeah, he did great. Acting, one, is great in it. I don't have any problems with that.
Yeah.
Set design is phenomenal.
Yeah.
They did a really good job. Like when he goes into the bathroom, like I was like, that's very like a weird. That is very sci-fi because that room was bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like you felt like it was going into a different like realm. I don't know. It was weird. So all of that makeup design's great in it.
Yeah.
I mean, all these little
Costume,
little plot,
stuff like that. Yeah.
Prosthetics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's all very well thought
Claymation,
up. Yeah, the
you know.
claymation scene, and listen, those take like months and months
For sure.
to make.
Yeah.
So
Somebody molded those and stuck hair on those and let them
Jiggled
just
those
jiggle
tubes.
and
Jiggled 'em.
everything.
Yeah.
Like
go watch the movie.
Yes.
So what do you give it?
B plus.
B plus. So I'm B. So
B.
B.
I'm good with the B. Yeah.
You go with a B?
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Final
I
thoughts.
really can't believe that we gave it a B. That's
yeah.
my God's honest truth.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I was like, oh, this movie is going to get trashed. And the more we talked about it, the more I liked it.
I think in 6 weeks we'll review the third act.
Yeah. We'll just bring it up again. Yeah.
We'll just be in the middle of a review and just talk about that third act.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agreed.
So good luck with this, Colton. Appreciate it.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. All right.
everybody else, we'll see you on the next
Bye.
one.
Oi, oi, boys.
Oi, oi.